This is the Redallover preview show for Barnsley's game this weekend against Doncaster Rovers. That is going to be such an explosive game. It's going to keep everyone nice and warm, and it's going to have a lot of sparkle to it.
Oh,
Do you reckon I can get any more bonfire references in? Might keep peppering throughout this show. So
Let me mark in then.
There we go. We'll keep peppering them in throughout this intro and this show. So yeah, we're going to preview the Donny game, look to see if Connor can get us back on track, and also discuss the woes that Donny have been feeling as well. So on a very similar trajectory to us. So let's get stuck into it. So Andy, somewhat aside that on a very similar run to us, Donny haven't won since I think the 6th of September in the league. That is, of winning the Virtue Trophy against Grimsby, and the beat Crewe at the weekend in the FA Cup as well, similar to what we have done. But last win against Bradford early September, so they've had a pretty poor October and a poor 3/4 of September as well for them. But see on the same points as us. Granted, played 2 games more, but our 2 games and are against Stevenage and Cardiff, so there's no guarantees there for points for us in those games either. It does feel like one of those games are 2 sides that are exactly the same going against each other.
It's quite ridiculous. I pointed out to Matt Turner on the Rambling Rovers from the Rambling on our away end show. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. Oh no, I've only just started on that. The parallels. Yeah, I know. I got it in early. I'll try not to mention. Well, I will mention it again, but I'll do my best not to. I'll try to space it out. There were 3 parallels, which is quite ridiculous, really. Like us, they started really strongly. Winning games up in the playoffs and what have you with us, and everything's going well. Then all of a sudden, after beating Bradford 3-1, like on the 6th of September, the week later we beat Reading 3-2. Both teams have slumped and not won since in the league. So it's exactly the same. We've trickled down the league, not quite like a stone that Craig often says, trickled down together. And as a third thing, last Saturday they beat Crewe in the FA Cup away. We're 92-minute winner, an injury time winner, like us. So Billy Sharp for them. Matt Roberts for us. So 3 parallels. It's just a bit ridiculous. But it's the final leg, if you like, in the first half of the season of Yorkshire derbies. So looking forward to it. It should be a good game. We've sold out. I've not got a ticket, but we've sold out. So that's going to be an interesting game, I think, because they ain't scoring many goals. They've played whatever it is, 14 games, I think, and scored 13 goals, so they've not even scored a goal a game, and have conceded 19. We've scored 18 and conceded 17, so we've conceded a fair bit. We've conceded 2 less than them, which is a bit worrying for them. They've got a 39-year-old striker in Billy Wiz, and we've got a 38-year-old striker in Dinsey. So too many parallels for me. It's a bit... It's going to be a draw, isn't it, at this rate? Although we haven't won there for a bit. I think I was there last time we won. And we won 1-0. I think that was last time. It's a bit ago now.
No, it does feel like one of those teams, especially that seem to struggle with, especially away from home, is Donny. Dean, as Andy said there, joint second lowest scorers in the league. I think there's 2 sides on 10 and then 3 sides on 13 in terms of goals scored. So you can see where Donny's problems have been lying in terms of just not scoring enough goals. And in that, they've been, during this sort of period that they've had a bit of a sticky patch, they got whacked 4-0 by Leyton Orient, beat 3-0 by Wigan. So it's not like it's not really one of them where you've been unfortunate too much in games. There's been a few where they've been swept aside as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was listening to, did Andy mention he's done on the way end? Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Not yet.
I was listening to Matt and
Pride of Yorkshire, remember? Pride of Yorkshire.
Oh yeah, the Pride of York, from the Pride of Yorkshire. Yeah, what a laugh.
Oh dear.
I'll be giving them stick on Friday over that, I can tell you. Yeah, a very similar record, but to us attacking and defensive, really. But I got the impression that they've virtually got a new back four, which sounds to me like they haven't quite settled, despite the fact that individually they're playing, they've got good players there. They've Reardon and Matty Pearson, who we know well.
Yeah.
He wasn't 100% convinced about the fullbacks, I don't think. Maxwell's been there forever, I think. But I didn't get the impression that they'd settled yet quite. And from an attacking perspective, he seemed to think the only person who was any real threat was, of course, Sharp, as well we know it. And he will, no doubt, give us some trouble. But maybe he was suggesting that perhaps time had caught up with him a little bit. I don't know. Although he did actually score at Reading in the draw. So yeah, I mean it's a tough one to call. I think they've possibly got the same problems as us in terms of actually finding the right balance amongst the squad. That he didn't seem to be terribly confident about midfield or attack in the same way that we're not very confident about defence, frankly. So it's difficult. It's a difficult one to call, is this? I mean, they've got good players, good attacking players. I mean, Molineux, there was quite an outcry for us to sign Molineux, and I thought, when that was doing the rounds on social media, I was thinking to myself, why would Doncaster sell Luke Molineux to us? Because I think he got just about the best stats in League Two last season, but he seems to perhaps not have settled quite so well yet into League Two. But he's a good player, and we know all about Sharp, of course. So yeah. We'll have to wait and see what they come up with. I mean, they play a very similar system to us, a sort of 4-2-3-1. So it'll be a bit of a match-up, I imagine. Matt seemed to think that Grant McCann liked playing from the back, which could lead us to in a high press, more of a high press situation. But hopefully we don't get caught on the break. By doing that, by playing too high a back four line. But anyway, yeah, we've got some of our own problems, I guess. But I guess you'll come on to that anyway, Josh, in terms of niggling injuries.
Yeah, I think looking at ourselves now, Andy, in terms of what we do, obviously we've just said that Donny struggled throughout September and October, same as what we have as well. And as Dean mentioned, they're sort of not understanding that first 11 as such seems to be a similar issue that Donny have got to what we have. In terms of injuries, obviously Adam Phillips is a bit of a doubt given that he's not been involved and sort of seems to be taken off with caution to begin with, but then has also missed games since then. Yeah. I do think though with these little injuries and stuff, it almost limits Connor's options and forces him to do a certain thing and not have to necessarily drop players as such, because it does seem a bit strange if Caelan Vickers did seem to be his most creative player and then he's found himself on the bench the last few weeks.
We were promised wingers at the start of the season, get at them, and we wingers, and we could do with wingers to pin their fullbacks back so they're not bombing forward. For me, it's not. With Adam Phillips not being fit, I mean, when Adam Phillips was playing on the right hand side with Vickers, who were also playing even wider on the right, and it worked well together. We got better on the left, usually in plenty of space because the opposition were all moving across to the right because we got, or to our right, their left because we were overloaded on that side. So it gave Nathaniel Ogbetter some room on the left side. That slightly changed with Reyes Cleary playing, and it clearly Cleary should play. He's been good for me. Get the two wingers playing, get them both playing on the wings. The best positions are on the wings. Get McGoldrick up front and get Davis Keeler done just behind him so he can move about and round it. And it's sort of stop tinkering about with it. You know, if Phillips is injured, if he's not, then that's slightly can alter it or can come on later, and get the two holding ones in midfield and get a defensive four and you pick whichever one you want in defence, depending who's fixed. I don't know about Jack Shepherd. He came off injured. Don't know if he'll be fit again. So who knows if Jack Shepherd will be back, if it'll be Earl, if he'll return from fitness, or if it'll be in fact Jake Rooney. Who knows? Who knows? But it's quite straightforward. Just go at them. They what I don't really need to tell you about on the away end because Dean's seen it and he's told you most of the stuff. So please still watch it, even though Dean's told you what's going off in it. One of the things that it does say is that it frightens up to death. Matty Pearson gets a bit of stick, and he's a player I really liked at Barnsley. We often played him at right back, and he's a centre half. I liked him until the FA Cup match a few seasons ago away at Huddersfield when he flopped down like a good one to get a penalty with nobody near him. Well, he can get stuffed after that. I hope he has a stinker on Saturday because he let me down. I'm praising him and he goes and does something underhand like that. Not good enough. Anyway, it frightens them to death playing out from the back. You know, like we've seen us do, passing it from the goalkeeper or a full centre half taking the goal kick, and then pressing. So Matty Pearson especially, but all the defence frighten them to death because they're not Man City. You know, Matty Pearson ain't going to get picked for Man City. Neither are any others, and I'm not sure Man City do it that well. They must panic their fans when they do it, so they get a bit worried. But similar to us, if they don't try and play out through the back and into midfield and lump it forward, they've got Billy Wiz to try and win it in the air. And, frankly, he ain't gonna because he's not that sort of player. He's got lots of qualities. Even at 39, there I really like. I've always liked him. But, being a target man, a highlighter that can jump up and nod it on is, or bring it under control and lay it off is not particularly being one of them. So I don't know what they do. I hope they start playing it out from the back and make an absolute shambles of it and we press them. Our wingers get up there, press them and force them into errors because they will make errors if they do that. Watch the away end, folks, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And
there's no point at this point.
Just a Donny perspective. It's just a Donny perspective. They are the pride of Yorkshire, after all. So, yeah, that's what I think. I think don't tinker about, putting Vickers here and there and Didsey on one side and Vickers just behind DKD. Just play them where they're best. Those two lads on the wings can frighten defenders to death. Fullbacks can be isolated by wingers and then go at them. They'll have to double up, and if they double up to stop them, which they would have to do on either flank, they're going to leave gaps. Don't keep putting high balls in as crosses, though, because who's going to win it in air for us? It's going to be thank you very much from goalkeeper. Pull it back. We've seen when you pull it back, we score.
So, DKD scored an header, hasn't he? DKD from a beta cross.
Yeah, but mostly you get like Johnny Russell pulling it back to him to slot in. You don't want to be putting eyeballs in that either goalkeeper collects or Matty Pearson says thank you very much.
5'6" DKD can get under them against Matty Pearson.
Don't start on Matty. I like Matty. No, go on, start on him. Yeah, so what you want to.
No, Matty Pearson Pearson did my favourite block ever when we was in the Championship because I can't remember who we were against, but whoever it was, absolutely levered ball and it hit him square in chest and it made the biggest thud I've ever heard. And I don't think it bounced off him either. I think it hit him and he just like rocked backwards and fell down. He's the best block I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure the ball didn't even move either. It just stayed glued to him.
I liked him. I was gutted when we let him go.
It's a good defender, and
good
quite frankly, when we were looking for a centre back, once we'd worked out that Roberts was injured at the beginning of August, he would have been absolutely ideal. That's exactly the sort of centre back we were looking for. Experienced, not particularly got any finesse.
Wins penalties for us.
Get penalties for us. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. I was sat right close to where he did that as well. It was outrageous. At
least you both could offer it.
Would you?
We've moved on, Josh.
Yeah, you can see.
You talk about, and I agree with you. Two wingers, Andy. Would you play Ferrugia on the right.
That would be my next question. That does Neil
Well, I
Frugge make his way
wouldn't.
in?
I wouldn't, and
Right,
it's I wouldn't, but it's I'd definitely play Vickers on the right and Cleary on the left.
right.
But I have to say, and I've not been. I think he's all right, but I get fed up of Ferrugia jinking inside, taking it inside, and then shooting about 10 yards over the bar. But he was exceptional.
Mm,
He was exceptional on
mm,
against York in the FA Cup. I thought he played really really well, and he's put me about a bit really because I don't want to play because I want Vickers to play, but I won't be desperate if he played out there because he did well. The time
mm.
when he didn't do as well, well when Johnny Bland were playing at right back,
Yeah.
Flint was spending a lot of time basically playing at centre back, and Neil Ferrugia were having to come back and play at right wing back
Mm,
and that oh right back, and that's not his position. As soon as it all changed, Better came off and Johnny Bland went over onto to left back, and Watson came on at right back. He were a lot better. He relieved a little bit of that responsibility. We were able to get at place. He got at place pretty well, I thought. I thought he did really well. So if he
mm,
could recreate that every game, you'd have to say he should start. But
mm.
Vickers has tried and tested over a number of games.
The only thing
He's on the
I,
right.
I was thinking was in the heat of a derby game against Doncaster where maybe it might get a little bit physical, that where it has got a bit physical and people have been flying in with tackles, Vickers hasn't looked as effective, whereas Ferrugia's quite a strong lad. He's a big boy. And that might just be the tipping point. And I think Vickers is probably better when he's got Phillips around to play
Certainly, yeah.
with. Whereas Ferrugia can really take a defender on and just go past him or come inside. And finally, he actually played a really good ball to DKD, didn't he?
Lovely, yeah. For DKD's second goal, it was
Yeah. So
excellent play, excellent couple
maybe
of 1-2s. Yeah.
maybe he's learned. But I think on balance, I will pick Ferrugia.
Right.
I have a feeling Phillips might not be fit.
I don't think
Hamstrings
so.
are a dodgy,
Well,
dodgy thing.
I think the best you can hope is that Adam Phillips is named as a sub, and if things are going really pear shaped and we need a bit more guile in midfield, centre midfield, then he comes on.
What do you think, Josh?
I would go with Fruggia. I think he's more of a system player. I think Vickers probably got the individual ability, but I do think Vickers, as you've just said there, um, Dean, of Vickers plays better with Phillips next to him because when he does it, Vickers almost releases Phillips. Like whenever a cross comes in that right hand side, it's 9 times out of 10 it's Phillips. It's not Vickers. That Vickers isn't
It's fair.
actually isn't the creator of chances as such. Is the enabler, but not the actual creator. Whereas I do think Ferrugia, when he drives inside, it is painful at times, as you said, Andy. Of he almost drives inside, then goes, I don't know what to do. Do I pass? Do I shoot? And then against Brighton, it was starting to really frustrate me. We'd cut inside and just lever it at someone because he'd run out of space. Whereas I think against York, he showed that little bit more composure when he
Played
got into
well.
those positions. And that ball he played for DKD, that was almost like the separation between National League and League One. Is that we've got players that can play that pass, whereas you might not get that at York. As such, I think I would probably go Ferrugia because it's not a bad option off bench, is it, Vickers? Because if you can
No, I mean
if
the
you can
beauty is you
isolate,
could have either on, couldn't you? Either,
yeah,
and the other one, if it's not working out, um, swap them. Simple as
yeah.
that. Swap them.
Because I do think if Vickers can isolate against a defender, he's not taking the ball off him. Like we're keeping the ball. I think it'd almost be very dependent on if a fullback could come and support him or if a plays in the 10 comes and helps him. Because I don't think Vickers he's not explosive like Cleary to get by a man or Ferrugia as such. He's not, he just doesn't have that explosiveness to like breeze by a defender. He sort of has to jink his way by him. It's just more fiddly than what else.
Mm. No, I agree.
I thought you were going to say something then, Andy.
No, you're two. You're two. I don't know. He has one. He has one good game, and all of a sudden he's a world beater. I don't know.
I just think he needs a bit of confidence, and I think if
It's
he
certainly building him up. You two.
Well,
He's watching this. You're building him
Well,
up.
to be fair though, Connor did. I mean, Connor's come out and
yeah,
said he's come out and almost like laid down the gauntlet to Ferrugia and said,
Yeah,
"You need to go and take these opportunities by the scruff of the neck." Because I do think there is signs when he comes on as a sub. I'm just like, just like do more, but I can't tell you what more is. Like, just be
mm,
more involved in the game, be a bit quicker, be a bit
mm,
crisper with your
mm,
passing. Whereas I think when he
mm,
starts, he's better than when he comes on as a sub.
mm.
Whereas I do feel like
Agree with
Vickers
that.
could probably pick up a game a lot quicker coming off the bench. But it's almost, I mean, it's a nice headache to have,
Mm,
I suppose. But at the same time, I do think that we're chopping and change with this from 4 or 5 players week in, week out, and there's just
yeah,
there's no relationships being built up there. And it's starting to tell me what were it, 2 games we didn't have a shot on target, we didn't have ball in,
yeah.
we had like
yeah.
2 touches of
Mm,
ball in box, something like that. So
mm,
I do think there's work to be done, but
We need to play players in the positions that they're best in.
yeah.
We play, and I don't see him day in and day out, and I've not got any coaching badges. But for me, the one player that can get the ball and it sticks to him a bit and can lay it off up front as David McGoldrick, and yet we're playing him sort of left side of midfield, and get him up top. When he played up top, I know you
Mm,
can say which game it were and who it were against and what have you, but he scores goals and he can hold the ball up and lay off. What you'd want is a ball played up, him control it, and then be able to lay it off to either winger, whichever it is,
mm,
or to DKD
mm,
because he can
mm,
do that. And I think just
mm,
play him where we're the best, and we seem to be don't over we're trying to overcomplicate, trying to get
mm,
trying to get a formation, trying to get a style, and slotting players in to see what we can do best. Just go
mm.
back to playing them in the best positions for me. But I am old, so I do
Oh, yeah,
appreciate
very,
that.
very old,
Yeah,
I
very
do
old.
just on that point there, Dean, of what Andy just said of playing
Mm,
McGoldrick. I do think though McGoldrick almost likes coming deep and being involved in those moves sometimes. In like
mm,
it does feel a bit because then if you've got say DKD is playing behind him, McGoldrick drops, you've
mm.
not got that focal point then up top to actually once you've done the move, there's no one there to actually receive it.
you can switch though, can't you?
No, no, I mean like it does feel like McGoldrick just wants to not that he's been told to come deep with him. I just think
Yeah,
he likes coming deep and just being involved a bit more.
I think it does. It's a tough one, really, because if you look at the goals that DKD got the other day, and again the one in where was it, Notts County. If he's in and around, this is where he's really dangerous. If he's in and around the 6 yard box or the penalty spot, he's very, very dangerous, and this is where an awful lot of his goals come from. So if you, so it's a conundrum. I'm not saying one's a better option than the other. Personally, I would think because inevitably defenders do have to play the long ball sometimes, because they've got no alternative. That if McGoldrick could win 50% of those, let's say in the air, then it's 50% more than we're winning at the moment because nobody wins a header against a centre half, which means the ball's continually coming back at us. So I guess it's, you pay your money, you make your choice on that. Do you want DKD in and around the 6 yard area, or do you want him a little bit deeper, or do you want, And I think this is one of several issues that we've had with all of our attacking players. It can't quite get it right with the players we've got. I think had we signed somebody, and I only say somebody like John McAtee, that could have made a big difference, because that would have allowed all sorts of flexibility. But we didn't do it, and we are short there. There's no doubt. So he's making the best of what he can do. Clearly, Farrell is injured again, but he's too young and too inexperienced to be playing probably, big derbies at the Keepmoat Stadium. So yeah, it's a problem. I think, as I say, toss of a coin, but I will probably go with Andy and say play him up front and hope that he can hold the ball up and lay it off, either just behind him or, DKD bursting past him or whatever. But at the moment, DKD isn't doing that job, and he's not the player to do it.
I like to see more involved, DKD more involved. Dean, that's why I think slightly deeper for him as sort of attacking midfield player, striker, that sort of thing. But they can swap in game, can't they? It's not like David McGoldrick's got to play up front, so that's where you are for 90 minutes or for however long you last. You can swap about and keep defenders thinking, well, I don't know which one am I marking? Am I marking that type of player? Am I marking that type of player? So you can swap it about easy enough.
Well, the best partnerships did that. I mean, Shearer and Sutton, Cole and York. I mean, you never really knew what any of them were doing. They did. No. They swapped it and were deadly. So who knows?
I mean, it could potentially work if you just shove Reyes Cleary right far up that pitch as well. Because then if they both drop deep and just tell him to run on a diag inside, because I think Cleary's got the pace to do it. The only thing is, you're just going to leave Ogbeta exposed a little bit more by doing it. But it could be. It's like the only other solution I was thinking of, because like if they both drop deep or DKD started to move, then McGoldrick's dropped in. If you have someone like that cutting in off the left hand side and coming in, because I think McGoldrick's passing is, and we saw in pre-season when he played that ball to Phillips, of like the quality that he has. Like it's almost annoying that they just can't click together as nice as what you'd like. So it'd be great to have both of them on the pitch at the same time, just working seamlessly between each other.
Yeah.
And then Reyes Cleary just
a conundrum. It is a conundrum.
Yeah. Look, Connor, if you're struggling, I've got an idea.
Well, we'll see, won't we, when they line up on Saturday, how wrong we can all be.
I've got an idea, Con. I've got same haircut. Drop us a message on Twitter. Handles down here. Drop us a message. I've got some ideas for this front four. Get your thoughts in the comments down below of what you think we could do with this forward line at the minute in terms of who you'd play and why you would play in a certain way or use certain players. I think I just about leaves us with predictions, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a couple of the things, just only small things. Yeah, nearly. Congratulations to Johnny Russell. He's going to be playing for Jamaica, and they're looking likely to qualify for the World Cup. So we could easily have a Barnsley World Cup player, somebody who's actually signed with us, plays in the World Cup. And Patrick Kelly, not sure if he'll play or not, but he's got his first call up to the full Ireland squad. So massive congratulations for that young man. And all it means is that, presuming, depending on what happens with the others, Yoga and John Bland, me and Dean could be playing at midfield on Tuesday against Lincoln. And, we go through unless we lose 7-0. Well, if me and Dean play in central midfield, we'll probably lose 7-0.
Oh, yeah. And didn't we lose 6 to them? Was it 5 or 6?
5-1. But they've got that, what's it? That Jay Stansfield that cost £3,000 million to sign for.
I thought they got it last season when they got Mazzuni.
Yeah, we'd done them. We'd done them last season at Oakwell 4-1. Done them. Or at 4-2, 4-1, I think. We'd done them. It was when Stansfield scored a load of goals.
I thought Stansfield were at Exeter.
No, it was.
No, I don't think
he was at Lincoln.
The only reason why I'm going to correct you is because you've just said Patrick Kelly got called up for Ireland. He got called up for Northern Ireland, as well. So
what's Ireland? They're all Ireland. The Isle of Ireland. They're all Ireland. Well, it's the Republic or Northern. They're Ireland.
I am just going to fact check you on this, Jay Stansfield, just to make sure that everything we're saying is correct.
I don't think he was playing for Lincoln.
I also don't think he played for Lincoln, but we can find out.
Go on Wikipedia while we're still talking. You go on Wikipedia.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he didn't play for Lincoln. He played for Exeter. That's that.
Still scored loads against us.
Lincoln versus Barnsley.
Right, when they beat us 5-1, right? When they beat us 5-1 at Oakwell a couple of seasons ago.
Yep.
Who scored goals?
Joe Taylor, Jack Boylan, Daniel Mandrulu, and Jovan Makama.
Well, they shouldn't have done.
Here's what happened. So 4 different goal scorers, and you had Jay Stansfield hat trick.
Well, they wanted to sign him anyway. Oh. He'll not be playing for him on Tuesday then, will he?
Always a font of knowledge on this show.
Me and a Smithy.
Hmm. Someone has to replace him with those accurate recalls of games.
I've done my best. It's just not good enough.
I mean,
I
that,
want.
that shows the problem we've had with all these attacking players. We haven't even mentioned Patrick Kelly tonight. So,
Done well.
remarkable talent. Again, where does he fit in? And it's
Next
another
to us,
one.
stick
But
him
well
next to
done to
Luca.
him. Nicely. Well
Next
done
to Luca.
indeed.
In that box-to-box role, and Luca can hold.
Could do, yeah. Could easily do that.
I think.
Won't object him playing at all. Far from it. He's a quality player that's going to get better and better.
It reminds me a lot of Sam Morsey.
Reminds me of Jay Stansfield. Maybe that's the problem. No, we don't.
A lot of people do at this moment in time. All 4 Lincoln goal scorers by the looks of it as well.
Except Jay Stansfield. He don't remind me of his son. Anyway.
It does remind me a lot of because he can pick up the ball and drive it through the middle like Sam Morsey used to.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
That's like the one
With purpose. Yeah, I do like that. With purpose.
I get that. Yeah.
And it's not like I'll carry it 10 yard forward, then pass it back 15 yard. It's carry it forward and then try and move it on again. I do like him. Predictions, Andy. What are you going for?
Oh, I'm going. That's dead straightforward, isn't it? They can't score. There's only the bottom 3 teams got a worse goal difference than Donny. So I did it on the away end. I don't know if I've mentioned it. Matt Turner went 2-1 to Donny, but he really doesn't know what he's talking about. 2-1 to us. That's what I said on that show, and I've got nothing other than to stand by that. It's going to be easy. 2-1.
2-1, Dean.
I actually think optimistically we're going to keep a clean sheet, and I think we'll win 2-0. I wasn't going to reveal that until Friday night's Rambling Rovers show, but I have done now. So
they'll not watch it, Dean. They'll not watch this.
Well, nobody will.
Spoilers on what's going on there. I'm going to go. You know what? This is one of the games I'd rather us lose it than draw it because I'm sick of us drawing at this point now. Because it's one of when you're at bottom at league.
Yeah.
Draws are all right. It's not too bad. Whereas if you're aiming for top 6, you've got to pack it in with draws. Because losing them 2 points kills you. I'm gonna.
Let's lose and let them go above us.
Sorry.
Oh dear God.
What does that mean? What's the difference between being 11th or 13th?
Of course it does. It means that we're 1 point nearer to playoffs.
Well,
they're not. They're not 1 point nearer.
Yeah, but what if top 6 win? We're 2 points further away.
I don't care.
Well
still keep Donny down.
Well, to be fair, if we lose and top 6 win, we'll be 10 points away from top 6. So I see this as a must win, to be honest.
And draws. I know they don't do anything for you really.
No. Pack them
in mid-table.
I'm gonna go. They're conceding a bit. I'm gonna go 3-1 to us.
Ooh.
I'm not optimistic for you for that clean sheet, Dean. One clean sheet in 27. Just is it 28 now? It's I don't think Donny will be the ones that we keep on against.
I just think it's got to be down to a law of averages somewhere that we actually do keep a clean sheet.
I know it will be. It'll be against whoever scored most goals in league. That's going to be one game. That'll be next time we keep a clean sheet, which at the minute looks like it would be when the table loads up. Bradford 23, right. Stockport 22. So we'll keep, and Cardiff 21. So keep a clean sheet against Stockport or Cardiff.
Yeah,
next one's coming.
Simple,
obviously. Right, get your predictions down below as well. We're back on Sunday morning with our reaction to the Doncaster Rovers game and also previewing Lincoln, where Jay Stansfield will be playing for Lincoln.
I hope they sign him now. Anyway,
on an emergency loan from Birmingham City.
He'll be playing for him next season. You watch.
Yeah, so we're back on Sunday morning with our reaction and then previewing our final Virtue Trophies group stage game, which we've almost qualified for.
As long as we don't lose 7-0.
Exciting.
There's half a chance.
If we start going 4 and 5-0 down, get ready. They'll bring me and Dean on to seal it.
I'll tell you what, if we don't win at Doncaster, I reckon the crowd on Tuesday against Lincoln might very well break all records for the lowest ever.
Haven't we already broke that record for one of the Virtue Trophy games?
Yeah, it was Manchester United, and it was the lowest crowd since 1931.
Yeah, I think I saw Doug tweet
something like that. 31. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Well, we've not got a league game for ages after Saturday. Certainly not a home match since the Northampton game has been called off because of all the international call-ups. So all I would say is get yourselves down to Oakwell for the Lincoln match because otherwise you'll not be watching them for a bit.
Quite.
Get behind the lads.
And it's good fun.
Yeah, it's good fun. And if you're bored on Friday night and got nowhere to go, listen on X, Rambling Rovers.
Tune into X.
7:30. I said 7 o'clock on our show. He said 7:30, so I said 7. And if Dean can't make it, I'll get Jay on for him. 7:30 on X. Rambling Rovers featuring Dean.
Yeah, I'll be giving them.
Fortunately, it's on radio. It's on radio, so you went to
Pride of Yorkshire, indeed.
Exactly. Give him some, Dean. Give him some.
I will be.
There's Pride of Yorkshire's good off me, but I think I've pieced together what's happened.
Oh, they've changed it. See, Pride of Yorkshire from Arsenal of the North. They had all that Arsenal of the North business in the past, so they're not now, are they?
I've still got a bone split with Arsenal when they complained at league when we should have been promoted to top division. And then
I have
exactly.
I certainly have
against us.
I certainly have. I've not forgotten that. I'm not letting that go. And they've never dropped out since cheating. In my view, I'm not saying it's in my view. Their chairman, in my personally cheating, they got a vote to top division and have been there ever since. In my view, under false pretenses. But crack on, Arsenal. If you think I think Arsenal are Barnsley of the South, well, there you go.
I'm not sure because they've kept a clean sheet in like the last 6. I mean, that's a big differentiator between us and them. Could be us sat top at Prem now. If we have that vote. Could have been us. Right, so we're back on Sunday morning with our reaction to the Donny game and previewing Lincoln. We'll see you there, you Reds.